Really?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Way too much. Now
No.
I'm in my own brain.
No, it's perfect. How do you feel about, I was just talking about this with my girl, like, because she's pretty heavily tatted. I'm
Mhm.
pretty heavily tatted,
Mm-hmm.
of teaching yourself to tattoo.
Teaching yourself.
Is that not cool? Obviously, you need to be like sanitary and learn the health aspects to it.
So, I mean, technically you like shouldn't do it,
It's not cool.
but I definitely did it.
Yeah. I mean, that seems to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like getting fake skin and
Hmm. I think a big part of it is if you want to get an apprenticeship, you will find somebody who will let you go and work at a shop and clean and do all of
yeah,
the
you're
like.
just kind of a bitch for a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. You'll find someone who will let you be their bitch.
Yeah.
But to find somebody who actually wants to train you, who
Mhm.
actually thinks that you're not only like able to become a good artist, but like worthy of their attention, it's
Right,
a
yeah.
lot harder.
Yeah, they have to believe in you somehow.
And I mean, even for where I work, um, everybody who she's taken on, she definitely prefers people who have an art background.
Hmm.
And you do have to pay for the apprenticeship, which is like the next step. So it's very, very serious.
That is that's a lot. I don't know.
It's a lot.
See, it's a similar thing with the music industry. If you're trying to be like a producer, engineer, where you need to like, they call them runners, where you're just like, yeah, the studio bitch, where you're just like getting lunch and just hanging out in the room trying to learn something.
I still have my tattoo mentor's lunch orders stuck
Yeah.
in my head. I know exactly
Well,
what
there
he
you go.
likes.
It is kind of, it sucks how there is kind of a gatekeepy knowledge to the trade, sort of, but I get it. I mean, it's almost becoming too, I feel like, almost oversaturated with artists in this town, with like like there's so many tattoo shops and people are trying to be tattooists.
I agree with you, but I also think that it's not necessarily a bad thing because
Yeah.
the quality of art has gotten so much better.
Right, you can't be shitty in this town.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
There's no room for it.
Yeah.
So, same with music. Like there's not room for garbage, so you either have to be exceptional or get out.
No, that's good. I think that's how it should be.
I mean, I don't. Oh my goodness, that's loud. I don't personally have a problem with it, even though, yeah, there is a lot more competition. Like, for instance, I'm actually headed back to Florida for a couple of weeks soon.
To train with someone?
No. I'm just I'm going to go gather my man from Florida and bring him out here. Finally.
Is that a crocodile? Is what you're talking about?
My Florida man.
Are you from Florida?
No, I'm from Denver.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
When did you get out of there?
Denver. I left funny enough, 2020.
Yeah.
I signed with my modeling agency out here.
Right.
Beginning of 2020, and then I was like, I'm gonna go do the LA thing, and then we all remember what happened.
I mean, I think I left at the same time as you, so.
Yeah, from Chicago, right?
The modeling, I forgot you were doing that. I mean, I don't. You're doing pretty
That's
good.
literally how we met.
I know. I mean, didn't you go to Milan for a little bit too?
I did. I spent like 2 years there.
Wow, 2 years.
Mm-hmm. It was 3 separate trips, and I stayed for about 3 months each time. But I mean, when you're there, it's very like you're there, and then you have to leave because of visa restrictions, and then you can come back. So,
right, because it's in like the Schengen zone or whatever.
Yeah, the Shenzhen.
The Shen, whatever it's called.
Yeah, so I was there actually for almost all of 2021, which was when it was still super locked down.
That's pretty sweet, though.
It was wild.
That's kind of a good time to be there. There's probably no tourists.
No, well, not even that. Like, even the locals were like, you had to have
Italy got hit hard too.
You had to have paperwork to leave your house.
Wow.
You had to have a piece of paper that said you were on your way to work. They had curfews at 10 o'clock. They wouldn't let you stay out later than that.
Damn.
It was very restrictive and kind of scary, but also then if you got caught doing something you're not supposed to, like being outside of your apartment, you're just, I'm an American. I don't know. Right. I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. And then they're just.
Who are you? Were there any like sweet modeling gigs that stick out to you from your time there?
Yes. and it's a bummer because I never got the photos for this one.
No?
No, so the best shoot that I did was it was for Loto Sport. They're a huge like they do like tennis and like soccer and
Mhm.
it's all like athletic wear. And I did a shoot for them that was outside of Milan, so it was like way off in the countryside,
Mhm.
and it was wild because they had it set up in a old like pottery warehouse.
Studio?
No, so like the way that they did pottery there, like way back in the day, is they built these brick tunnels, and you'd fill the whole thing with pottery, and then like light the whole thing on fire.
Sick.
So they
Just
were
a
like these
giant kiln.
giant kilns, like
Yeah.
these underground tunnels in this big empty warehouse.
Whoa.
So they dressed us up head to toe like aliens. So I wore a full body silver suit, like the only part of me that you could see was my face.
Wow.
They gave me a big blue wig and
And what? They lost the photos?
No,
You
so
just couldn't contact them?
No, so what happened was it was a shoot for like their athletic wear, so we're dressed up like aliens, and then they
Mhm.
put like the jerseys over top and the sneakers, all that, and then they filmed us running through these tunnels with laser beams and flares going off,
Sick.
and then they'd be like, "Okay, let's do it again, but get a shot of the shoes," and then so you're like running. It was like super cool, but the reason why it never got published was because the Ukraine war kicked off.
Oh, wow.
So having something that was like
Oh, like
bombs going off and like the
right, yeah.
smoke and the all of that, it became distasteful, and it happened really quick because when it was supposed to air was like right when that
Right.
happened.
Damn, dude. But
So
they never even gave you the photos
no,
to see.
nothing,
Oh,
nothing. So I've
someone
got.
still has them, right?
Oh yeah, if I could find the photographer.
You don't know his name?
It's one of a few people, but I'd have to dig
Yeah.
for it. But I mean, I've got a couple of screenshots of the
Mhm.
screen. So like I took a couple of selfies. So like
Are you
I
still
can see.
modeling at all?
Yeah, no, I'm still
Yeah?
modeling.
Oh,
I
sick,
actually,
dude.
dude, I just did a Rivian commercial a couple weeks ago,
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
which was
I
super
drove one
cool.
of those a few
Oh yeah,
months ago. They're badass.
it was funny because we couldn't drive the one that we had on set,
Mhm.
but it's like it was so brand new that I was actually standing like 5 feet away from the car, and you could just smell the new car smell
Yeah.
wafting off of it.
It's like perfect. It's leather seats and dude, I
Yeah.
was driving. There was like some like branding event that I was doing, that wasn't doing, but I was attending, and they were letting you test drive them out front. I'm like, I'm so fucking
Yes.
good. I wanted to just drive it off the lot, but they're like
They're like, no.
80 grand, I think.
Yeah. It's a bit luxury.
I mean, I think the Teslas are like trash compared to these two.
You think so?
I think they are.
I mean, I haven't driven either, so.
No, I used to valet back in Chicago, and
Oh,
I
nice.
drove Teslas all the time, and they're cool. It just feels like you're driving like an iPad, or
Really?
like you're just like
They have the weird doors, right?
yeah, where they fly up.
Where
They're pretty cool, but I don't know. It's like if you buy a Tesla, you can't really leave like SoCal. It's like there's not enough like charging things. Like if you're going to like Tucson,
Mhm.
I don't think you can find like charging stations. You'll just be stranded in the desert.
Just that stretch between here and Vegas, I always see a bunch of Teslas just chilling out in
Yeah.
Victorville.
That's like the one place with charging
boom
booths.
places, and they got a bunch at like this one gas station. It's like they're all just sitting there waiting. Well, it's like, oh, you're only an hour from Vegas, but you got stuck this far.
Florida probably like, I feel like the politics there is like anti-electric.
You still see them.
You
They
do?
definitely still see them. You don't see as many charging things,
Mm-hmm.
but it depends because like you'll see a lot more of it in Miami, but like where I was living, it's very redneck still.
Would you move full time in Florida?
Absolutely not.
No.
I already did that.
Wait,
No.
where in Florida were you?
So I was living on the Space Coast.
I don't know.
So Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where all they launch all the rockets. It's
Have you
it's
seen
like
any rockets launch?
all the time. So we own a house down there,
Okay.
and in the backyard, you can see the rockets launch.
That's pretty badass.
So, like, you'd be, like, laying in bed in the middle of the night, you just hear when you're like, oh, there's a rocket, and then you just go run out, and we could see where they were all launching right off.
That's
the
pretty
Cape.
sick.
It was pretty cool.
I would love to get a good photo of that.
That in itself was definitely a highlight of living there, but it's very slow, small town.
Yeah.
It's just not
a lot going on.
Not a lot going on. I mean, the people there are really nice, but they're very much comfortable with the way things are. And if you're trying to like do something different or like
just be
work
alternative
hard,
or
anything like that, then it's not very accepting.
That's most of the country though.
Yeah.
I honestly felt a little bit like that in Chicago.
Really?
Like just
because Chicago's actually a pretty cool city.
Yeah. It's just, it's a working class town. A lot of like finance bros and just clean cut people. I mean, you can find your alternative crowd anywhere, but I felt overall like there just wasn't a whole lot of investment in the communities I was interested in.
That's fair.
But I got some banging tattoos while I was there.
Did you ever go to Pony's shop?
Mm-mm. No.
One of my friends who I tattooed with down in Florida, she's like killing it now, and she's gonna go guest with him, and she does conventions with him now.
Sweet,
cool.
Dude. I have a buddy in Phoenix, Xana Reddy. He was just here for a week, but I feel like the tattoo lifestyle I love, where if you do develop that online following, you can just go on tour.
Yeah, exactly.
If you really wanted to pull that off.
Be nice to get there.
Is that something you'd be up for?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to figure out how to do the social media stuff. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be so on top of it, but even if you're putting in the effort, it doesn't mean it's going to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, you're doing the same thing,
Yeah, I hate all of that stuff.
It sucks. It's it feels like one of those things where you have to be kind of your own salesperson.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes it feel icky.
I mean, it's like all of that, all of this like computer shit is so new to just like the human brain. Like we aren't evolved for it, We aren't evolved for having 1 million people, like 1,000 people looking at everything we do and caring so much about what other people think.
Yeah. I am I don't remember who that was. But I remember hearing that the human brain is only capable of having true relationships with 100 people.
Yeah.
And then knowing the names and things about up to 1,000 people.
Right.
Which it still seems like a lot. But then you think about how many people you're interacting with over social media. It's just beyond our own comprehension.
No, I know. I'm running into this issue with the t-shirt business where it's growing well to a point where I'm doing a lot of like customer service stuff online, like where I have to like tell someone their package is coming or like something's missing, or they have like easy access to me through my Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like always like on call.
Sliding in your DMs.
Yeah. And I'm like
it's midnight and you're like, where's my package?
Exactly. I'm like, I don't know, look at the fucking tracking number, dude.
Right.
But it's like the customer service stuff is annoying when you're first starting a business. And people, and even like these markets I run into people who they know my name and I don't remember them. I see 1,000 faces a weekend.
Yeah.
And everyone's just dude to me at some point. I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? How
hey,
are
dude.
you? Like, cause it's like a non-binary term at this point.
I like that dude is back.
Yeah.
And it's like people can say dude again without it being like.
I also say brother in regards to women and everyone in between.
I'll say bro.
It works, and I don't, I'm also really bad with names. Like I'm good with faces. Like I if I saw you like a week ago, I know I saw you, but I don't remember your name.
Fair enough.
Like I need to hear it like 3-4 times.
You remember 990, right?
Yeah.
just making sure.
What's your full name?
My full
Yeah,
name.
what's your middle name?
My middle name. Oh, do you want to guess?
Yeah.
It starts with an R.
R. Richard.
Yeah, my middle name is Richard.
What is it?
It's Raquel.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It sounds like you salsa dance.
Raquel.
Yeah.
My mom named me after 2 actresses.
Mm.
So Jacqueline Smith,
Okay.
Charlie's Angels,
I like that.
and Raquel Welch.
Okay. Why didn't you go by Raquel? You felt Jakki was the move.
I like Jakki better.
Yeah.
Besides, Jakki Storm.
Right.
It flows.
Storm being your last name is pretty badass.
I'm pretty okay with it.
It's your legit last name.
The dyslexic spelling. Yeah.
Okay.
So technically it's Strom.
Okay.
So you switch the O and the R.
Is it German?
It's Finnish.
Oh, okay.
Actually. It's Finnish for by a stream. Which is very delicate.
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's fun because when I go and work in Europe, I will go by Jakki Storm because you have a lot more of the Europeans over there and they actually know the name. So like my last name, like before my family immigrated, whatever, it's supposed to have the umlaut over the O.
I love the umlaut.
I love a good umlaut.
I like throwing it on things. Just
on
like
the shirts
in like my texting. Just like
a wayward umlaut.
Because like Americans don't even know how to like use it.
No, they don't.
But I love the look of it.
It's a solid double dot.
Yeah, like Motley Crue, they threw it on their U, and no one. I don't think. I guess that makes sense. Like the ooh.
Yeah.
But it's. I don't know. I love the German language.
German's good. I like the AE.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how do you say that. I know the German language. I wanted to take that in when I was in high school, but I just like, when the fuck was I gonna use it? You know.
So you took Spanish.
I took Spanish, and now I live in Mexico, basically where I am. So
do you speak Spanish all of the time?
No, I'm not very good at it. I kind of bailed after junior year of it. But the German language is so fun.
It's very fun.
I think it's also because I love...
I think it's very visceral.
Yeah.
It's just like when...
It really hits you.
It's just like, oh, there's passion in it. It's not angry. It's just like every word means something.
There's a hint of anger in every word, though.
Which is great.
I think it's because of the history of it.
Well, I mean...
It's got a deep history.
Who doesn't love a deep history?
Yeah. So you were before you got into the tattoo and the modeling biz, you were in the nuclear biz, were you not?
Nuclear. No.
Weren't you physics?
No, biomedical engineering.
Something way out of my pay grade.
Well, it's out of mine too now.
Yeah, why didn't you go into it? You just kind of realized it wasn't.
I actually did go into it. So
you did?
I actually worked professionally as an engineer. For a while, I worked in aerospace and I worked on satellites. So I actually, I did a lot of
badass.
CAD modeling. So I was a CAD monkey for a while. It's like getting 3D designs on the computer, and it's like, oh, look at that. And then you send it off to another dude who actually builds it.
Is that not something you can or like want to do on the side? Is that something you can do on the side?
I don't know if you can. Like,
it seems like a lucrative, like
probably freelance it
or consulting. I don't know.
It's very boring.
Yeah, it seems boring.
It pays really well. The benefits are great, but it's
I don't know. Making
boring.
missiles and rockets sounds fun, dude.
You would think it is, but it's a lot of
numbers.
Not even the numbers. It's just a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
Lots of meetings. So I did a what do you call it? A internship with Lockheed Martin. So I worked. I worked for Lockheed, and I spent my whole summer, when I was 21, in a cubicle in a building that literally is labeled nuclear fallout shelter.
Whoa.
And so there's no windows, there's only fluorescent lights. And it was a very old warehouse that was built in the 50s. So they had repurposed part of it to be like a cubicle farm. and I was just in there with all of my coworkers hello. All of my coworkers were twice my age plus, and I'm just like sitting there spending this whole summer
I know at some point, like when you're in one of those 9 to 5 things, especially in a cubicle, you're like, where did I go wrong?
Well, seriously, because you're spending the majority of your life there.
Yeah.
It's like I still had, a year of school left, but at that point I was already just like, man, I can't go through life living for my weekends. Like I don't want to spend the whole week just hoping for Friday.
Right. Especially like, yeah, if you have to commute to work and it's like an hour to or from, which a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You get home, you spend an hour making and eating dinner, and you just have to go to bed.
Yeah.
God forbid you have kids and you have to like do some shit for them.
I saw how hard that kind of routine was on my parents, and I was just like, man, I can't see myself going and doing that same thing. And now, ironically, I usually work all weekend.
Right. Yeah.
But
I know that is like a deep in the night gig, the tattooing.
I'm all about it.
I know they need to make the like 3-day weekend like a federally mandated. Like it's just for the amount of output that Americans and just the West has now with automation and AI and all this other bullshit. It's just like this, we're making more money, but we're working just as much as humans have ever worked.
Oh, yeah.
But
for the individual making more money, it doesn't go as far anymore.
Right, yeah.
It's like, have you tried to buy groceries lately?
It's sad, dude.
It's wild.
I know. I want to like start gardening. Just try and make some of my own food.
They're saying that that's what the millennial midlife crisis is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the millennial midlife crisis is we're all like, shit, we gotta go to the woods.
Yeah.
I gotta garden.
Dude, that's something...
I need my crisis chickens.
It's kind of primal, though. Like, where if you can't figure out how to provide for yourself, you need to, like, grow your food.
It's true. We've become so detached from it.
Yeah.
It's wild how much we've just kind of forgotten how to...
If the nuclear fallout did happen, like, what could you offer the world? Is tattooing important anymore?
What could I offer?
Like we need to, like, there's like those little human things that none of us know how to do anymore. Like,
I don't know. Are you gonna screen print T-shirts?
No, I'm not singling you. I'm saying like, I go into the grocery store every week. It just is easy peasy, But I don't know how to. I don't know where I'm gonna find a chicken and breed some fucking chickens.
It's true.
I barely know how to make bread.
But barely, which means you do know.
Yeah. But there's like, I buy the dough from the fucking grocery store,
Well, it's better than most.
Yeah. Dude, I'm fucked. I'm ready for the nukes though. I think they should drop.
I don't think the nukes are coming.
You don't think so?
No, I think that the next impending war, so to speak, like the World War III, it's already happening.
Is it?
It's a war for your mind.
Oh.
Because
can you
every
elaborate?
It's in here.
Yeah.
No, because like every war is different, right? Like World War I was fought in the trenches, and then World War II we upped it with planes and tanks and whatever. But each layer of war becomes further and further removed from humans. We've got like the drones that we've sent off to the Middle East, right? So as it becomes further removed, it becomes less of a us versus them into more of an us versus ourselves. And when we've got like the technology put into our face, we've got the ability to be exposed to whatever information all of the time. It truly is more of a control basis off of what media you're consuming. So the war is already happening because the war is to, take your mind.
Yeah, it's all cyber shit now.
All cyber.
It is interesting too.
Like they'd probably take out the internet before they nuked.
Yeah.
That's how I think it would happen.
Dude, the whole world would collapse without the internet.
Now, absolutely.
All our money's on the internet.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything's gone digital. It's wild.
I don't carry cash anymore.
No, weird. That's part of the benefit of tattooing is it's one of the few cash building businesses still left.
The IRS loves you. Yeah. If they dropped like an EMP, like an electromagnetic pulse just over New York, 3 days of no one being able to withdraw money, it would literally become Mad Max.
Oh yeah.
People looting and
quickly
killing each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of scary shit.
That's scarier than nukes, honestly, because again, it's just like everybody's kind of for themselves. And
Right.
Find out who your real friends are,
I mean, it makes sense why. Did you ever watch that show Preppers? Like that?
No.
What was it called? It was something Preppers, like End of the World Preppers or whatever.
So it's kind of like Hoarders, but instead, it's Hoarders with a cause.
Yeah, they hoard like Campbell's.
They hoard things for the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And they build like shelters in their backyard, but it's like the average person doesn't do any of that, so they like almost view it as idiotic because like, oh, it's never gonna happen, or you're spending all this money on just dumb shit like axes and MREs in case things really hit the fan. And at the end of the day, like, I think it's like their own insurance. Like, you're paying all this money to insurance that goes to nothing. And I don't prep anything. I'm not a prepper. But I understand it.
Not gonna lie, if I had a bunker that I could go to, I would not be mad.
Yeah, dude, straight up. Or
wouldn't it be great? You just have your own little underground cave.
I'd be in there all day,
right?
Just like playing Nintendo and shit.
Yeah, well, you'd have to do the old school one because probably no internet.
Right? Yeah.
No online gaming.
Did you ever see the movie Cloverfield?
No, it's a horror movie.
Yeah. But it's like aliens or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
But there's like a sequel where they go in like a few of them go into a bunker with some random family, and just the politics and the situation of being with people you've never been with in an enclosed space for however amount of time. It's like what you're talking about, just a war of interpersonal relationships rather than the nuke is not the threat.
Right.
It's each other.
Dude, if you want to do interpersonal relationships, go live in a model apartment for a couple
Oh
months.
my God, that sounds terrible.
It really depends.
Yeah.
Like
just like divas around you.
Not as much as you would think, except for they're definitely out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sure.
There's some wild divas, but honestly, just because of how open and accessible information is now, a lot of those kind of characters don't last very long in the industry. A lot of models are super chill. You meet a lot of really cool, nice people. But yeah, you end up in a model apartment over in Europe. You get literally people from all over the world sharing the same shower. And then it gets very interesting.
Is that a lucrative business, you think?
Well, not for the model.
Yeah.
No, for the models, they're all mostly young girls who don't really have money.
Who think it will be something.
For some people it is, because like especially for you do get a percentage who like make it, but for a lot of the girls who are coming from really poor countries, the money that they make modeling actually is worth more to be able to send it back home, so they can send more money back to their families. But being an American going over there and working, the amount of money that you make, you'd make more at McDonald's. Like, honestly,
God damn it,
it's more for the experience.
Well, dude, I was trying to do the other side of it, or being the photographer,
Yeah.
And I was doing everything on film.
Yeah. Which is expensive.
Expensive as fuck. A lot of people don't see the value in photography as much as they used to, because everyone is their own photographer now.
Oh, then AI comes along too, which is great.
Yeah, you don't even need models anymore.
You do though.
You do. It's horseshit.
Yeah.
I hate all the AI shit. But like, it just wasn't. It just wasn't snowballing for me to the point where I was getting enough work to be a full-time photographer.
Yeah.
And dude, I was like reaching out to any and every brand and established photographers, and I didn't really have a following, so like people just didn't give me a time of day.
Yeah, it's true, because literally the first thing that they ask is, all right, let me see your social media, see what kind of a following you have.
You have to be like an influencer like already.
It's entirely true even for modeling. So it used to be that you sign with an agency and the agency helps you build your career.
Right.
It's totally flip-flopped now, where agencies hire people because they're famous.
Yeah, that's how the music industry is too.
I totally believe it. It's gotten so backwards. It's wild.
It's depressing.
I did a job for Versace when I was in Italy, and it was the weirdest, like cool but also demeaning experience, because first of all, I worked for them for 2 whole days, so like 2 full 8-hour days, and it paid me $100.
Ugh.
Which then the agency takes 40%. So I got $60.
Damn.
And then I didn't even get paid because my agency never paid me. So I essentially did the whole thing for free. And so then you're just like, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. Versace is giving out $100 per model. Just so you know.
That's some bullshit.
But what I was a test model. So they basically had all of these models come and do the runway show. So I actually like walked the runway for Fashion Week, but it was just for them to test the lighting and the music. So we go there, we wear the actual shoes, we have a bib with a number on it, and Donatella's there. She's like sitting and watching all of us do our thing, and we're like, oh my God, hi, hey. But we're not actually going to be in the show, because each of the numbers on the bib that we have is associated with the actual person who's going to be in the show the next day. So like,
I've heard about the test model bullshit.
It's wild. It's like they flip out my bib, and then I find out, oh, cool, tomorrow Dua Lipa is going to be standing where I am right now, because they're actually picking famous people, not models.
Yeah, or you get like a last minute call, like, oh, you need to go to this. You're like already doing something.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you need to get here right now to test model or something.
All the time.
Fucking dumb.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is
but
fun.
Then it's also like so much bullshit.
You're there all day and you realize you made no money, and you're like, how do you survive and pursue it?
Yeah, that's why you move to LA and do it here, because they actually pay here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But I don't see the thing too is like it's such a limited age bracket too. It's almost like you age out of so many jobs. Same thing with acting.
Oh, for sure.
For women in particular.
Yeah, it's weird, because actually the age bracket for models, I've noticed they've bumped it up a little bit.
That's
so
good.
It used to be very much like hard stop. If you're 25, you're too old, you're done.
Yeah.
But a lot of agencies are accepting models up to 35 now.
That's good.
And I think it's partly because we're aging so well.
Right. Well, I think like the body positivity movement has
that
helped
a
with
lot,
that.
and I think a big part of it too is them not just wanting to have young girls to market their products anymore, because they want to be able to market to people who are actually going to buy it.
That makes sense.
Because 18-year-olds are not buying it.
Yeah.
And, everything does change a little bit, but yeah, there's definitely still kind of a time limit on that.
Do you feel like the modeling biz? I feel like I already get like a little bit self-conscious just with my body image, even though like I'm very confident with myself and everything. That's but good. Everyone has like some aspect of themselves like, oh, I wish I was thinner or more muscular or taller, some dumb shit. Yeah. And once you commodify your image in your body, I feel like I mean there's countless examples of models becoming bulimic or anorexic because they're trying to fit into some mold that the industry wants them to look. You
know what you're seeing a lot of now? It's honestly less about the anorexia, because you really don't see that quite as much anymore. what you see a lot of is them all getting facial reconstruction
Right.
really young.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I worked with girls who were like 18. They've already had a nose job. They've had their lips done. They've got cheeks done,
Yeah.
all of it. And it's like, I mean, it's like, if that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just like,
you don't age very well once you start doing that young too.
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad because they kind of feel not only that they like
that young.
They're that young, and then they feel like they need to do it to be able to work.
Right.
I mean, I've been approached multiple times to get my lips done. Like I had whatever the Botox company. They wanted to pay me $16,000 to.
Oh my God.
$16,000 to get my duck lips, and I just couldn't do it.
Well, then you just start looking like everyone else.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
It's weird. They get like Instagram face.
Right. I don't like it.
It's so uncanny valley, you know?
Yeah.
And you like watch reality TV, like those are the only women that they have on reality TV. It's like, man, even if you just look back 10 years, there were very attractive people on TV, but they were real.
Yeah.
You know, now the attractive people on TV all look exactly the same.
Right.
It's wild.
It's the same thing as happened with music and comedy, where it's like there used to be ugly musicians, there used to be ugly comedians, and now it's like you can't get ahead unless you're like some threshold of attractive.
Right? It's like the talent comes second.
Yeah. And I don't know. I also like I think I just like original looking people.
Yeah.
And not fitting into yeah.
I mean hell, look at like Jim Carrey or like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, dude.
Like these are all people who have very striking faces.
Yeah.
And they did great.
Right.
But you don't really see new people coming up like that anymore.
Dude, I was just reading this morning about there's some dumb story with Megan Fox that popped up on my phone. She was on some podcast talking about all the work she's had done.
I thought you were gonna say the whole Love Is Blind thing.
No, what's that? Is that show?
Yeah, that show, Love Is Blind. One of the girls on the show claimed that she looked like Megan Fox.
Oh, right. I heard about that. Which she doesn't look like that.
No, she doesn't.
But Megan Fox was talking about she got all this work done right when the first Transformers came out.
Yeah.
And then the second one came out, and I think she started having children, but her career just kind of derailed. And I think it was just what we're just talking about. You start to look at yourself in the mirror, oh, how can I be or stay consistently this age
more
of pretty? Ideal.
Yeah. It's a really classic example of that, that Hollywood body dysmorphia. I can't remember her name, but the lead girl in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
So she had a very striking look, and after that movie, since she was such a good actress in it, her career started to pop off.
Yeah,
and then she did Dirty Dancing and did great there, and then her handlers all encouraged her to get a nose job. So she got a nose job, and then her career just fizzled out because she was unrecognizable.
Right.
Because she had such an iconic nose.
Yeah. Also, too, back then, I don't trust plastic surgeons now, let alone 40 years ago.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Going under the knife to just carve your face up sounds like the worst experience I can imagine.
I did it.
You did it?
Yeah, I got a septoplasty.
Oh.
So it was not cosmetic. It was so I could breathe better.
You had a deviated septum?
Yeah. And they totally fucked it up.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It got really infected, and he actually removed more of my cartilage than he was supposed to. And I didn't.
Raw.
Yeah, so it's you're supposed to have these lumps inside of your nose to help with circulating airflow, and I don't have them anymore. They're just gone. So it's just a straight tunnel.
Did you sue him? You don't have to talk about it.
There was nothing I could do about it.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, the only way I could have had any malpractice claim was if I had brain damage. And it's just oh, cool. So you can literally get away with butchering someone's face.
Wow.
And it's fine as long as they don't have brain damage. I found out later, though, because, like, I have a lot of breathing troubles now, which it's funny because I got it to fix it, and it made it way worse, but I found out that 1 in 3 septoplasties end up having to be redone, and the rate of suicide goes up 40% after having had one.
Wow.
Because the sensation of not being able to breathe properly is so traumatic to people.
Dude, I was just watching a documentary. Did you see this where this doctor was who's kind of this experimental procedure where he was having these 3D printed tracheas implanted into people who had like throat cancer and stuff.
Whoa.
And he was like coating them with stem cells and some other bullshit and implanting them into these people, and their body was rejecting them, and he was killing every single one of his patients. And he would,
but I mean, they were gonna die anyway.
They were probably gonna die anyway, but he was doing it for like years, and he was just getting away with it. That's and they like investigated, and he knew it wasn't working. But he was getting paid, he was getting famous because of an experimental procedure, and it was keeping people alive for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But the thing with all that medical stuff, like, there's a reason they call it a practice, you know? It's like nothing is perfected with it. It's all of like, these medical professionals are doing their best, you know? Yeah. Some of them are better at it than others, but...
No, it's true. It's a practice.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them...
It's closer to an art than a science, really.
Right, probably.
So when I was going through engineering school, one of my classes that I had to take was like a biomechanics class, right? Mm-hmm. And the professor of the class told his kind of anecdotal story about tearing his ACL and then needing to get his ACL redone. And he's talking to his surgeon, and his surgeon is like saying that 1 in 5 ACL reconstructions have to be redone. And of course, this professor of mine is like, so he's very like scientific, and he's like, so what degree do you tension the ACL to? And the doctor's just like, oh, I just do it by feel. I'm like, well, no wonder you have to redo them, because he just like pulls on it.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, yeah, it's probably good enough. Oh. And it's like, you think about it, and it's like scientifically there is a tension that the tendon should be at, and they're not like checking that. They're just like,
is this the ACL or is this the ACL? Like, that one. Fuck. Yeah. That's a big one. You don't want to pop that.
No.
I can't. Yeah, I've seen videos of like orthopedic surgeons just fucking hammering people's hips into place and shit. Orthos. It's like, to become those people, you have to kind of disassociate from like who's under your scalpel a little bit.
Like literally having a long conversation about this with one of my anesthesiologist friends about how she works with orthos, and it's the whole deal where it's just like they really do not care about the vitals of the person. It's just like, oh, you got a broken leg? Well, I can fix that. It's like, this is an elderly woman who's barely got a blood pressure. We don't need to fix the hip right now. She has pneumonia.
I mean, while he's in it, might as well fix it all.
Yeah, like, you know what? I can get in there with a drill press.
It's a practice, okay?
It's a practice.
I got an ad recently for these tattoo artists who put the dude under anesthesia, and there's like 5 of them working on him at once. Have you seen that?
Of course I have.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Hey, if you've got the money for it, why not?
That's kind of like,
you want to get a full bodysuit?
Poser bullshit, though, isn't it? Where you aren't feeling any of the pain. You're just waking up and it's done.
It seems like a good way to get an infection, honestly.
You think so?
Yeah, you got 5 different dudes all tattooing at the same time while you're under anesthesia, and then you have to go heal your entire body all at once. Like,
it's like having like a 3rd-degree burn.
Yeah, right? It just seems like a bad idea to me. But hey, people are gonna pay for it.
It can't be cheap. That's gotta be like a $60,000.
Oh yeah, well that's why you only get like basketball players doing it.
Oh, are they the ones doing that?
Yeah, it's all athletes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's like kind of funny to imagine though, because you got the dude, he's got all the stencils on him, and like, that look good, dude. And like, yeah, all right, okay, let's just put you under.
Just hit him over the head. Yeah. I mean, the anesthesiologists are like some of the highest paid medical professionals, are they not?
I mean, I think so. I think neurologists are.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Neurosurgeons.
But I mean, like, how much I'm not gonna sound like a fucking idiot, but like how much work is being done from an anesthesiologist? Like they know how much to put them under for specific procedures, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
And they're just hanging out, right?
Yeah, so they're just like monitoring your
Yeah.
state of
Right, to make
consciousness.
sure you're not killing him.
Yeah, they make sure that you continue breathing. Or
He's just like on his phone, texting. He's playing Call of Duty Mobile.
They have to make sure your heart rate doesn't go too low.
Right.
You know, they're actually probably the one in the room that's in charge of the Spotify.
Oh yeah.
You
He's
know,
got the aux.
You know, because they actually listen to some pretty wild music during surgery.
I have heard that. Yeah.
When I went in for my nose surgery, they were like, "Hey, so what should we play?" And I'm like, "Death metal."
Oh
and
yeah.
then they put me under. I don't know what they ended up actually listening to, but I was like, better be something hard because I know you're hacking at my face.
That's the way to do it. I mean, like if you want your medical professional to be in the zone when he's working on you.
Exactly.
I'd rather have the guy who's listening to fucking punk rather than classical music. I kind of trust him more. Is that a bad advice?
Well, it depends on the classical versus the punk. And I think it also depends on the surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'd want your neurologist listening to classical, but your punk dude is definitely the ortho.
How hard was school for your degree? Was it the worst experience of your life?
Yeah, it wasn't the worst experience. It was very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 years. And I did summer school almost every year.
Damn.
It was a lot of work.
My sister just got a PhD.
Did she really?
In some neuroscience thing. I don't know. But she's 5 years older than me, and like she just got it last year. Wow. Like in school her whole life.
See, that's a big reason why I was just kind of done with it, because it's just like, man, I don't know who I am outside of school.
Right.
Because I was always in school, and then I went to the job based off of the school, and I'm just like, wait, is this just like how forever is now?
I hated school for my entire life.
Yeah. I
never liked it.
I don't think it's like built for people who think outside of the box.
Yeah.
It's very much
some people love academia.
There's a game to it, honestly.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was pretty good at that game. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I knew how to get good grades. I knew how to, like, be on the good side of my teachers and stuff, but it's not a game worth playing.
I was always really good at, like, retaining information. I never took notes, but I would do good on my tests.
So you're one of those.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah, I didn't study very much.
I had to study so hard, and I still would only get, like, mediocre grades.
Yeah.
Like, I had to work really hard for, like, not much payoff.
Oh, man. I also felt like I wasn't, I didn't care, like, to the point where I was stressing before, like, oh, you got to write this essay in class. I'm like, all right, I'll fucking improv the shit out of that. Or like the finals are coming out. I'm like,
so what was your class? Were you like
that I was proficient at?
Yeah. Did you like writing, or did you like?
You know, I was thinking about going into like the medical field. Yeah. In high school.
So you were good in biology?
I was really good at all those classes. I was in like those advanced classes. Okay. My dad was a dentist. So
no way.
So he was always.
Well, no wonder your teeth are so great.
I got the worst teeth of all my sisters. I have 3 older sisters.
Yeah.
They all have perfect teeth. Mine are all like moving in their own little directions. But
just like you.
Yeah, exactly. But the school thing, I just I don't know. I always thrive by like teaching myself, like everything that I make money doing right now is like self-taught.
That's pretty cool.
And I don't know. I just never really like being told what to do, I think.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes back to like your lady wants to self-teach herself to tattoo. Is that?
Well, I mean, she, I think we both are intrigued by it. She went to school for painting.
Oh, cool.
She's like a classically taught painter.
Cool.
And she's tatted up. I'm tatted up, and I think it would be fun to experiment. You know, just like you get into it, like that kernel of thought where like, I kind of want to just like to do some flashes, bang some flashes on my buddy, you know?
Yeah.
Although I'd fucking scar the shit out of him and probably.
You know, it doesn't take as long to figure out as you'd think.
Yeah.
The equipment these days is really good.
It's good, yeah.
It's not as hard as it used to be. So you don't have to figure out so many moving parts.
What did you like practice on, like oranges? Was that a thing?
People do that, but I never did oranges. It was all like silicone.
Yeah. It's like
humans.
Dead pigs.
Some people still do that too. You can get pig skin and then tattoo on that.
That seems
a lot of people practice on themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think it's weird I don't have tattoos?
Yeah, that irks me when you told me that. I was kind of like, I don't know if I trust an untatted tattooist. I trust you though. I want to get a piece from you.
Yeah.
How's the clientele going? Are you building up that list?
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
It's been slow lately for sure. I think it's just
I've heard that from a few of my tattoo artist friends.
Everybody's kind of feeling that. It's I know some people who seem like they're doing pretty well.
What do you think that is?
I think it's that everybody's
it is tax season too.
Yeah, tax season usually is better.
Really?
Yeah, because everyone's getting their
refunds and shit. You're right.
I think it's just that kind of like COVID time. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like officially over. People are all tight on money. Like I think another big thing is that the kind of people who tend to get tattoos all work in supportive roles in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So you got your makeup artists and all of your like backstage people.
Yeah, the union people.
All of that, and then they had that strike last year, so
right.
all of them have been out of work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely affected things too, because they're not going to have extra money to spend on tattoos, so then it affects that industry too.
It is expensive. Like the dude who blasted my hands and my chest, it seems like $250 an hour is kind of average for those higher echelon artists, or an average. It almost seems normal to me now.
Yeah.
And a lot of, the average person who's getting tattoos probably wants to put 3-4 hours in.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless it's a walk-in kind of thing.
Right. Or like a flash.
Yeah, a flash, whatever.
Most of my tattoos are like 6-hour events.
Yeah, because you actually care about getting something quality.
Yeah. I know. I haven't gotten one in at least a year.
Ah, you're due then.
I know, dude. I'm looking at it. I have this space.
You got some real estate.
My legs are. I got some leg pieces, but I got a lot of real estate left.
Me too.
Yeah. You haven't even practiced on yourself yet? What's that?
No, not at all.
Are you afraid to?
No.
Are you waiting for the right artist?
I'm letting the modeling career reach a natural death.
That makes sense.
Which, I am 30 now, so that's probably not going to stick around much longer. Because, you can be like a tattooed model. That's definitely a thing.
You need to be heavily tattooed.
Exactly. Yeah. There's not really an in-between. So, they've started kind of normalizing it where you're going to see some models with, like, tiny tattoos. But that's very more commercial. And that's not really the aesthetic I'd rather go for. I'm more of a cohesive.
Got you.
Like, big sleeves.
Yeah. Well, they have that fucking makeup now where you can just like coat it to your skin, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's too much work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I also heard
you get sweaty on set. You're just you can't.
All over the nice clothes.
Yeah, just oozing.
I heard it's pretty. I know it. Like I've done occasionally like extra work or like some random dumb acting stuff while I've been in LA.
Cool.
And they want you to get like the artist's permission.
Yeah,
to show
that's the
art.
other wild thing is that you have to have permission.
Yeah.
Wild. So it's.
I guess you have to be a really stickler of an artist to care.
I've never known a tattoo artist who gave a fuck.
Yeah.
If anything, they'd be like, "Oh shit, there's my tattoo on TV."
Yeah, like what do you expect to get paid $1,000 for having your tattoo?
Yeah, royalties.
Yeah.
No, I've definitely heard that too, which is a whole other layer of why it's like I'm just
royalties
being patient.
That's bullshit, dude. Musicians don't even get royalties anymore. They don't even make any money.
Well, yeah, no, I don't think that there's any artists that actually think they get royalties. It's just like the industry being like uber careful about it. I don't know. It's the same thing where it's like you can't have a T-shirt with a brand on it. So it's like, oh, you can't have a branded tattoo. Like,
do you have any like favorite celebrity tattoo artists? Or do you hate all of those people?
I don't hate any.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of them who I'm like, I don't think I'd be friends with you.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of douchey.
Yeah, got some egos. But I just watched the recent season of Ink Master, and I really liked Freddy on Ink Master.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I haven't watched that in a while.
Yeah, like they I don't know. He was a British dude who did some really, really pretty like
sick
color work. That was cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
But I don't really follow celebrities. Just generally, I don't really know who they are.
Do you feel like the tattoo industry is a lot less glamorous than people think it is?
I don't know.
Do you find it glamorous?
No.
No. It's work.
I mean, I also think that I'm too new to it to really have a good feel for it. I mean,
sure.
I've been doing this for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
That's like not very long.
Right.
So, I mean, I think somebody who's been doing it for like 6 years, who's been doing it for like 20 years, they can have a very different perspective on it than me. Some of them really do think it's like a rock star lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I don't see that at all.
I don't see that at all either.
I don't really get that.
Most of them are like eating the worst food with terrible sleeping schedules. Backs are broken. Arthritis.
I worry about that one.
Dude, I feel like I have like the inklings of arthritis.
Just from doing your silk screening?
Yeah, just from jerking off a lot. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, just one-handed then.
Left-handed.
Yeah, at least you got one good hand.
But I want to touch on, I got some advice. People have been asking for some advice from me. This is the first pod I've done in like a month.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
You've been busy, huh?
I've been busy.
That's good.
It's also kind of a lot of work editing these things. But let's see what we got here. Yeah, people write in with like questions and stuff. Some friends.
You've got guests.
I got some guests. Some of these are odd stories.
We love odd.
Yeah.
Odd's great.
I went on a date with a girl and things moved very quickly. I even told her at the end of our 3-hour conversation that I'm going to make her my girlfriend. Partially joking. I recognize I should not have moved that fast. After the night ended, we connected on Instagram, and well, her posts turned me off. There's multiple bathing suit photos, a picture of her smoking, pictures of provocative poses. I kind of like this girl.
Oh, she sounds
hot. Bad. Playboy bunny outfit mirror pictures.
I'd date her.
Right. She sounds like a babe. All of this completely changed my view on her. What should I do? Should I try to see her again or just tell her I was wrong in thinking this was what I wanted? I mean, this guy sounds like a pussy. But I think
I mean, what should he do? He should move on because clearly, she's clearly too cool for him. If that's a turnoff to him, then
who says you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend after 3 hours of talking?
Someone who's really lonely.
Yeah, people are fucking lonely out here, dude.
Yeah,
I've noticed a lot more of my friends are they don't go out. You know, they don't go out on the town or date casually. They're just like serial single people.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I think people are just so stressed from all angles.
Right.
It's just so prolific.
Yeah. It's particularly bad for our generation too.
It's getting pretty bad.
There's like this pressure of barely being able to save money. Everything is just an expense.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you even afford to date that? Like, unless you are really doing well with your career or whatnot, It's expensive to date.
Yeah, and then I mean, especially from the guy's perspective, if it's like if you're gonna like be
covering it
every time.
How do you feel about that?
I think that for a first date, it's cool to go Dutch,
Yeah.
but then it's like, I like being treated, of course.
Right.
But
Sure.
it depends because I also like treating.
Yeah.
And I think it really depends. I think it's whoever invites the date pays,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's like an understood kind of friendly kind of just Dutch thing, you know?
I think that's how I like it too.
Yeah,
It shows like you're both investing in
exactly.
each other.
Instead of it being like just a free meal.
Yeah.
Then
I feel like that's how a lot of women expect their man to be. I don't like that. At least, like every once in a while, catch each other's back or.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have a friend who he doesn't want to even like play the field because he doesn't he's just afraid of being taken advantage of, and so he just doesn't even like try.
That sucks.
I know. I mean, you need to like get out there if you're going to learn anything about anyone.
It's true. You have to be okay with getting hurt.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Exactly.
And I think there's a lot to gain from having a bad time.
Right.
You can learn so much.
Right. I know. Or, I mean, not to say you need to, bang every single person you meet either, but just getting sexual experience is part of being human too. Mm-hmm. Which I don't have any. I'm a virgin. I'm just kidding.
It'll happen. Don't worry.
Being a virgin again would be a wild trip. I can't imagine.
Would you go back in time and be a virgin
again? I would.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of fun, scary again. I mean,
just to be so intimidated and not understand everything.
You mean last week?
Yeah, you learned fast.
Yeah, I know. I was 18 when I lost my virginity.
Good age.
Yeah.
Solid.
Solid age. Yeah. Legal. No one took advantage of me, from what I remember. But it was a good experience.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. I was my first year in college. My first like serious girlfriend. And I think it was, we used to have these, I was living with my band back in all through college.
Right on.
It was like a frat house type vibe.
Oh, that's great.
It was gross. And we used to have these like thirsty Thursday parties every Thursday.
Love that.
And I met her. I didn't even really know she like liked me, but I was like letting her out at the end of the night, and she just like pounced on me, dude.
Letting her out?
I was like all right, you can leave the house. I was like letting her to the door because we were talking through the night,
So you're like, get out.
And I've never had like, I feel like as a man, having a woman as the aggressor is totally like unexpected. And like, she was the aggressor, like I wasn't like trying to sleep with her necessarily.
And so you're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, you just got kind of roped into it.
And then you're like, yeah, it's all right.
I wasn't going to fight it. But I ended up dating her for like maybe a year, and we didn't have a lot in common, but it was like my first girlfriend. It was like it was an experienced girlfriend,
Yeah, that's good. You need one of those.
Yeah. They're all experiences in their own way.
Yeah.
Until some point.
Yeah.
You're dating someone right now, you just said, right? Oh, you're married.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
3 years.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Damn. So you must have just got married when I just met you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But we've been long distance the entire time.
Damn. How is that?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's very open.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I got you.
It's very amicable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we met in college, actually.
Yeah.
While I was dating someone else.
Hmm.
And all three of us went down to New Orleans for St. Patrick's Day together.
Oh, sick.
The three of us lived in my car for a week. The same car that I drove here, actually.
That's a small car, dude.
It's a very small car.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then I swapped.
You just swapped. Just like that.
Just like, and then all three of us drove back.
Wow. Was it awkward or was it like everyone was into it?
It was probably more awkward for the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, wow. So you swapped while you were down there, and you told him what just happened?
No, it was
How did that lead into that situation?
it's pretty wild.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I'm intrigued.
No, it's a great story.
Yeah.
Actually. I mean, it's like our relationship origin story.
Yeah.
It's like pretty great. Yeah, I had been dating the other guy for a long time, and it was like one of those relationships that were like comfortable, very like
Boring.
yeah. And I mean, he didn't treat me very well, but I also didn't know any better because I was like too young to really understand it.
How old were you?
I mean, like 18,
Yeah.
whatever. But we I really wanted to, for my senior year of college, go down to do Mardi Gras because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Mardi Gras, and I couldn't find anybody to go with me. And then this gentleman from one of my classes was like, oh, I'll go with you. And
yeah, wait. So your current boyfriend at the time's like, yeah, this random third guy can come.
Well, my boyfriend at the time was like working full time at his like big boy job, and he didn't want to take off too much time because he was pretty cheap. And he didn't want to take too much time off of work, so it was just me and the now current man. We went down together with the boyfriend completely understanding what was going on.
Wow.
And then our relationship ended up kicking off because we were just stuck, the two of us, in my car in very magical voodoo New Orleans land while my boyfriend got stuck on a Spirit's airline flight and it got delayed for multiple hours.
Damn.
So he was supposed to get down there at about the same time as us, and he ended up not getting there for like 24 hours. And within that 24 hours, my whole perspective on life shifted.
Yeah.
So
that sounds awesome, though.
Yeah, that was cool.
How is Mardi Gras? Are people showing their tits left and right? Is that a thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely did. I had so many beads.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm not very shy.
So you guys banged under the Mardi Gras lights. Was it there where you guys sparked, or did you come home and then it was like? So
it was really funny because there's definitely a spark there, but I was also like, oh, but like this is weird.
Yeah.
But then like my now ex-boyfriend was like kind of treating me like shit during the whole thing, and
almost like he wanted you to fuck off.
No, it wasn't that. Like, he wanted to marry me. But like it was just like weird because he was like, I don't know, he was just an odd one. But we, like, the three of us went back to Colorado after New Orleans. Like, all three of us drove together back, and we drop off my ex at his house, and he's just like, hey, so I'm sorry, I can't hang out next week. I gotta hang out with my cat. He hadn't given his cat enough attention. He was gone for the week. I had to hang out with his cat. Then I get a phone call from my roommate being like, hey, so the cops are at our house. Yeah, we got this situation going on right now. Maybe you shouldn't go home tonight. And I'm like, okay. What? So then, like, my roommate had a lot of girlfriend issues.
Gotcha.
Some domestic violence kind of issues.
Oh my God.
It was a mess, but he's much, much better now. But so then I'm just like, hey, now current man. Yeah. Can I like crash with you? And he's like, yes, absolutely. And he was like a perfect gentleman and super awesome. And I essentially moved into his house that night, and we've been together since. Wow.
Good for you guys.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
So we moved in together before we were ever dating, while I technically hadn't broken up with my other boyfriend. And then
that's kind of sick.
I know I'm a little dirty.
No, I think when and
oh yeah, it's like wild because I mean this is a person who's by far my soulmate.
That's
And
great.
it's just like you never expect that to happen, and it does.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And now like it's weird because we like moved in together, and then like for the beginning of our relationship, we were inseparable.
Mm.
And then I did a lot of traveling, and then I moved out here, and we've been apart for like 4 years.
Damn.
We like see each other for a couple of weeks here.
Was it a big wedding or what? What'd you do?
We got the paperwork mailed to us, and we signed it and sent it back.
So you didn't have like a party or anything?
Nothing. It was more because I needed health
insurance. Oh, gotcha. This is outrageous. Are you gonna have like a reception or?
I would like to. Yeah, that's expensive.
You should plan it. It doesn't need to be expensive. You can have like a white trash Florida wedding.
Oh, fuck that. Are you kidding? I'm not doing a wedding in Florida.
No.
No way.
Everyone's wearing camo.
No, I'd rather do a Colorado hippie wedding.
Oh yeah.
Way better. I'll just everybody go camping up in the mountains,
yeah.
do a bunch of mushrooms.
I like Denver.
Denver's fun.
I feel like there wasn't enough for me when I've been there. Like I like LA more. But I like the people. It's just it's a more down to earth people.
Denver to me is like Mountain San Diego. Like San Diego and Denver feel very similar, but you got skiers instead of surfers.
Right. Do you ski?
I do. I ski.
Hell yeah, me too. I'm not a snowboarder.
I would like to try it. I would learn.
Oh, you haven't tried it?
No, I've never tried it.
Yeah. All my sisters were boarders.
Yeah.
And my dad was a skier, so I'm like, fuck that. I'm skiing.
I don't know. Because I like to rollerblade.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, like, it translates well. I like having my feet separated.
Mm-hmm.
So together. Then
sure.
I like to be able to move individually.
I love rollerblading, dude. I was skateboarding. Last time I went skateboarding, and board's right over there, but I was boarding down in Long Beach, and I was fucking cruising just like down by the marina, and I caught like this fucking pothole. I wasn't paying attention and slammed into the pavement and cut like the side of my head open. I was like on the ground just like bleeding.
Fuck.
Like concussed. And I just like laid there for like 15 minutes, and then I eventually got up and went home. Jesus. And I just
did you get help?
No. I just
Are you okay?
I don't know. I've never been the same. But I just like kind of closed it up and like butterfly stitched it.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was gross.
Yeah, no more of that for you.
Yeah, so I haven't skateboarded since that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like I'm a little I was never very good. Like
and then you're traumatized.
Yeah, and I kind of fucked up my wrist too at the time.
Oh, you need that.
I need these, you know. Yeah, you need those. Yeah, I know. I think about like if I break something or injure myself, like a lot of what I do comes to a halt, and I can't afford that.
Yeah, that's true. You need your limbs.
I know. I do. I don't want to lose any of those.
No, don't lose your limbs.
Hey guys, it's Freddy. Some quick shameless self-promotion. Go to my website at freddytylerpaul.com, type in sex, drugs, and bad advice at checkout. Get 15% off any order. That includes my books, my albums, my prints, my shirts, anything. Type it in and you're good to go. All right, back to the pod.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. This one's disgusting. Should I read the disgusting one?
Let's bring it. We haven't gotten dirty.
Okay, I might have to skim through this one. So I've been dating this guy for about 2 months. He was over on the weekend and we were having a few drinks with friends. And he leaves to go to the toilet, and I kid you not, I could smell it from the living room.
Oh no.
However, that didn't put me off, as I understand he probably just had an upset stomach. Throughout the night, he goes to the toilet at least 6 times in the span of 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, poor guy.
And each time does a bomb to the point my other guests didn't want to use my toilet anymore. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt due to him probably having an upset stomach. But what didn't make sense to me was he kept on drinking beer to the point he had at least 8 drinks. Fast forward to bedtime, he's drunk. We already planned for him to stay over, but at like 3 a.m., he wakes up to tell me he shit himself. And that he needs to wash his boxers. At his age, we're both 29, I felt disgusted and asked him to wash his boxers by hand as I didn't want him putting anything in the wash with my other clothes.
Oh my God.
Now it's the next morning, I have the biggest ick, but then he has the audacity to fart in bed first thing in the morning.
This is pretty bad.
And his fart smelled like shit, as let's not forget, he just shit himself a few hours ago. And he didn't even shower. I shouldn't have to ask you to. All night I dodged his cuddles and slept on my side, and I think he realized I was giving him the cold shoulder. I truly cannot look at him the same way. I'm disgusted. I don't want to see him again. I'm not sure how to tell him. It's because of this. This happened 2 days ago, so it is still fresh in my mind. Any advice? That's amazing. Honestly, I don't think I've shit my pants since I was like maybe 12. And I think that's part just luck.
That's definitely luck.
You know, but
I had food poisoning a couple of months ago.
Oh, yeah?
Real bummer.
You shit yourself in public?
Not public.
Like at home, just hanging out?
No. Pretty actively.
Oh, wow.
Pretty actively one of those, I can't leave home because I need to be in the bathroom all day.
I've been that sick before where I couldn't.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, I'm just like married to this toilet now.
Right, yeah.
Both ends.
Not a sexy situation.
Never.
I mean, this guy, though, he's fucking...
It sounds
like he was owning it. Not in a good way, but like he didn't give a fuck.
I mean, I think he should have maybe like apologized a little bit, went home, been like, hey, I'm having some upset stomach. How about we try another time instead of like powering through
I want to
it?
see what these people look like. You know, I want to put a face to this man so bad.
I've got an idea.
I think I have an image of what he looks like.
He probably hasn't shaved in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's no way he's in shape.
No, there's no way he's well groomed.
No, or eating healthily.
Oh,
I've been. I went to a sushi place once, and this is with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and I was ordering something, and the waitress comes. She barely speaks English. She's a Japanese waitress, and I point to something on the menu, and she's like, "Don't get that." And I'm like immediately taken aback, like,
and you're like,
oh no. And I'm like, I point another one. She's like, "Don't get that one." And I'm like, what should I get? I should have left like at this point.
You should know better at that point.
And she points to one, and that night I had the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life. Even the one that she recommended fucked me up.
Well, if there's other things in the back that are
right,
yeah, they're touching. You know,
I read too with the sushi and fish places. It's like Tuesdays and Wednesdays are like the worst day to get.
I've heard that too because it all comes in on like Sunday Thursday or something. Like yeah, I've heard that too.
Week when it comes in, and then you're catching the tail end of the tastiness, you know. And I think that's what I had. You know, I had the tail end.
You had Wednesday sushi?
Yeah. And
of course, I say that having had sushi on the way here, and now I'm like,
oh, you did?
Yeah.
It was also in Illinois that this happened. So
oh well,
yeah. So
ocean's right there, dude. Yeah. It's right there.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask.
a little different. One of the times I got food poisoning, I was definitely asking for it. Was during that college era of let's find garbage restaurants and intentionally go and eat at them. And so
just for fun,
we went to the local Chinese Mexican food place.
Oh no!
So you could get Kung Pao chicken burritos.
I kind of like that.
It was
not a good idea though.
Such a bad idea. We all got so sick. It was hilarious because it was like it was clearly owned by a Hispanic family who ran the motel.
Oh,
It was because it was
a motel
it
restaurant.
was a motel restaurant
Oh,
in
dude.
this little Colorado town, and they do Chinese food for. They were not Chinese people.
Dude,
So
I-
it was just like, oh,
that
we're just gonna
sounds-
throw that on there. It was so
I
bad.
like that idea though. Like that seems like something you make at home when you're drunk and hungover or something.
Actually, there is a place down in Orlando. It's called Taco China's,
Mm.
and they do Asian Mexican food. So you can get, or it's not just Asian. It's like they'll do like Indian, whatever. You can get a chicken tikka masala burrito.
I like that.
It's fantastic.
That sounds amazing.
They do like, or you can do like a pad thai tacos, and other wild stuff. It's really good.
Have you ever had in Denver the Voodoo Donuts?
No,
Oh.
I don't get the appeal, honestly.
No.
No, I used to work right next to it.
Oh,
Like I was
still never tried it.
no, like the line is always really long.
Right, yeah.
I had, I actually had a friend lose his job over a voodoo donut.
Elaborate on that.
He I forget where he was working. It was like Amazon or something. And he brought in voodoo donuts because he was like treating the office or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, apparently he mentioned penis-shaped donut because
Oh.
they had
Yeah.
he didn't bring in the penis-shaped donuts,
Oh.
but they had a penis-shaped
Wait,
donut.
him mentioning it got on fire?
Yeah, because it really offended one of his boomer female coworkers.
Come
So
on,
he had a
dude.
whole HR complaint against him
I
just
get
for mentioning it. He didn't.
I
like,
get it if he brought in a dozen of the
No,
penis
yeah, he didn't
donuts.
bring in a dozen donut dongs. No, he just he mentioned, oh yeah, they have a penis-shaped donut. Isn't
to
that
Karen? And
isn't that wild?
accounting.
And Karen's like, oh yeah. So Karen got him fired from his first job.
Any place with an HR, I'm fucking out, dude. I would.
I mean, I've worked in places without an HR, and then you wish you had them too.
Good
so
point. It
it's-
is different being a woman.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do or you don't have HR. It's just fucked.
There'd be dong donuts in the lobby at all times.
As long as they're cream filled.
Right. And you're just squeezing them all over Karen's desk. I don't know. I think the novelty donuts, it's genius. It's just fried dough.
Yeah, I'm not big on donuts though.
No.
Like, I think it's
Yeah,
a cool
you
idea.
gotta
I'm not big on donuts.
You gotta stay slim for the modeling gig too. You shouldn't be eating donuts at all. Yeah.
I do like my fried chicken.
Do you? KFC?
No, Cane's.
Oh yeah. I'm a Popeyes guy.
You're a Popeyes guy?
Yeah. I think that
I
just
don't-
shows like I like the cheap, greasy.
There's nothing wrong with a little cheap, greasy.
Yeah.
As long as it's not your identity.
It is.
Mr. Cheap and
Yeah.
greasy.
That's my
That's your stripper
side.
name?
Yeah. Yeah. My DJ name.
Cheap and greasy.
So dude, are you you said what was the studio that you're working at?
Patch tattoo therapy.
Where is that?
It's in Tarzana.
Tarzana. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, what's the IG that people can check you out? Are you posting it all yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all the time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I want my peeps to come
Yeah, it's just
come book your ass.
it's just my name, Jakki Storm.
Jakki Storm. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, well, thanks for popping on. I'm 100% coming in to get some bangers from you on my sleeve
All
here.
right. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah. As long as I get to practice on you for when I get by my own gun.
Okay, fair enough.
It's
a deal.
Your first tat by an unlicensed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll do yours, and then we're gonna have to wait a minute for mine. But
Fair enough.
it'll happen.
Yeah. I'll get some fetal pics
We'll-
to practice
we'll,
on in the meantime.
We'll rain check it.
Okay. Perfect, dude. All right, Jakki, thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Peace.